Hello, hello. Long time no see. How are you guys doing? How's the new year treating you? Wait, I need the chat. Pop out. That's probably better. There we go, this should work. So we have to do some LMU today. There's probably more than the update that there is today since I last played. So I guess we'll just jump in. And I also saw, or was told rather, that at 1:15, so in about half an hour, there's some scheduled race coming up, so we should probably just do that. It's with fixed setup, so it makes it even easier. Have you seen the James Baldwin M4 video? I haven't, no. What did he... Conclusion, what did he say? I'm booting the game, so you know. Let me see if that works. Of course not. Oh. Probably need to turn down... There we go. Any in-game music, else we'll get immediate copyright strikes here. Master UI music. There we go. Need to see. Game appeared a bit silent to me. Well, we gotta check once we're in the game. I feel that was a bit low as well. I just did a couple laps. Ja, am Wochenende, Nico, ne? Wir haben Imola in der IES von LFM und VCO. Maybe turn this off? I don't know. Always in the hunt for that vital information from the car. Ja, alles gut soweit. Aber nur viel zu tun. Und ich hatte ehrlich gesagt auch keine wirklichen Ideen für Videos, muss ich sagen. Und zu fahren gab es auch nichts. Also habe ich einfach nicht gestreamt. Alright, so this is, I think the well, actually maybe we start with the multiplayer in case we need to sign up or something. Which is probably from the main menu. Online. Okay, oh well, that's a start because this already all looks new to me, including the stats on top here. So there has been some reshuffling in the menu. Class wins 2, podiums 14. Still some rank apparently in the name. Okay, and the last couple races, and all the races I did. Okay, so this is the view we had before. There's just more summary stuff here. Okay, and then this leads us to the website apparently, and this will be the in-game hosted stuff, scheduled or whatever you want to call it. The ultimate tests of competition, special events. Longer ranked races with a strategic element, and the dailies, short ranked races. Okay, good tips here. Race and private hosted servers. Nice. I like the stylization of this. That's cool, actually. So, join the grid with short ranked races, perhaps. Let me see. If you click on online championship, you can see the series in game. Ah, Because it's perhaps because the race control icon looks a bit like an arrow. So I was thinking it would guide me out of the game, which here is the same. Oh, you can't see it because my camera is on top of it. Unlucky. Here, this arrow. Oh, you can't see the mouse as well. Interesting. But yeah, here, this arrow. Why can you not see the mouse though? Ah, there. So it's there. All good. So let me click online championships and we can see it in the game. All right, 6 rounds, 6 rounds, 6 rounds. Well, all the same length. All right, anyway, we're looking for the daily, I suppose, which... that one, in intermediate. I think, yeah. I guess this could still be... Yeah, it doesn't really need those 4 sub-menus, right? You could just make a list because we're literally talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races. I think they fit on the same screen, but anyway. Event starts in 22 minutes, so I suppose this is the one. And I guess we should safety rank some factors. No tire warmers, blah blah blah. Oh, twice the fuel usage, so do we... But it's fixed setup, so does that even matter? Let's register. So, of the new cars, do we take Ford or Aston? I mean, the screenshot in the thumbnail kind of gives it away. But I'm ready to go Aston if people prefer Aston over Ford. I don't think I have a preference. Aston, there we go. It has to be this one though, right? That doesn't make a difference, I suppose. Just a different driver. Is to force a pit stop, so do we need to practice that? I guess we'll just take it how it comes. And how long is the race going to be? 40 minutes. You sure? And so when they say the fuel consumption is doubled, they mean virtual energy, not fuel, right? What's the correct icon for virtual energy? I guess one that isn't completely full? Both, I think. Okay. Well, let's see where it takes us. By the way, do we need to read what they changed on tire level? Did they offer details? Because I just read, hey, tire adjustments, let's go. Did they say what has actually changed? You had to refuel 8 laps, okay. Gotcha. Tire only on GT3s, yeah. Okay, 1 step at a time, I guess. That makes sense. Medium and wet. Course setup. So we will get not even 20 laps. I guess if we save a bit, it's going to be 20 laps. Hopefully. I don't know. We should probably just check the consumption and get that question out the way. Hey, Jakub. The balance is more real words. Yeah, I noticed that. But maybe also the fixed setup. Well, let's find out how much we actually need to use here. Maybe want to hit a little bit different. Maybe a bit forward. I only need the speed really, and the gear, so that should be fine. Oh. Oh, that's interesting, actually. Yeah, that sound is better than the Ford. The downshifts in particular. The Ford downshift, they seem like the ones from the LMP2. Nine ABS, that was the important bit I was going to ask. So, ABS brake bias 45. Well, I don't tend to go as low as Jacob, so we go a tad higher. TC565, okay. There we go. Oh, there's cars coming. We wait a second. Maybe wait another second. I think if Jacob says use ABS 9, then that's the perfect ABS. Don't worry. Okay, there's the limiter. This feels a bit more understeery than the Ford did. Oh, I see. In the corner, it's more understeery. On the brake, definitely not. Let me put this forward a bit until I'm warm. Is the game loud enough? Well, it isn't for me, I can tell. $120. Oops. A bit quiet. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not a coder. I only get to decide things. First impression on the tire. I don't even remember the old one. Well, I'm gonna say that the entire perception is solely visual. There are no audio clues. And I'm afraid to say not much in the steering wheel telling me anything. I mean, oversteer, of course, is very clear, but some road imperfection, maybe a curb here or there. But everything else seems... like a lot of power steering intervening. I tend to forget that corner. Still evaluating? Lap will not count. The number is not kind of equal to the actual force put on the brake. This is just how this works in these cars. With how the brake cylinder splits up, or how the brake cylinders split up the forces from the pedal into the brake wires. So 48% does not mean that we actually have more braking force on the rear tires. Any improvement in the driving? I can't tell so far. We gotta wait a bit. I just started, yeah. Literally 5 minutes ago or so. Copium. Well, I think it's like this in all the games, to be fair, Inkta. Just on some cars, you'll have a value that seems like what you'd expect, but it's the same in all games. Because that's how it works on the cars. Yeah, I should turn up the volume, right? Ah, that was on track, come on. Nope. Okay, yeah, It's honestly difficult to say anything so far. This is not the Evo. No, no, no. Oh, you mean the S10 Evo? Yes, it is. Thought you meant Assetto Corsa Evo. It's not. What does the percent number in the top left thingy mean? 67% behind my name. $66? Oh, that's the virtual energy. Okay, guys, I know now. Guys, is this the virtual energy? I mean, it's just 3 corners at LMU or something. The rest you already know, probably. So what was the breakpoint? 100? Hello. Okay. That was weird. What happened? Seems a bit harsh. I guess it didn't like that we were improving. Or so. Okay, let's see if 10% is going to be enough. No, it's 100 here. Yeah, I think session over, but maybe tell me. Join the practice. Yeah, okay. But I thought it was quarter past. Event starts in 7 minutes. So you can't see because the camera is on top of it, but it says event in 7 minutes. So I don't know. I guess the practice session was just over for whatever reason. Hypercar 24. So, okay, what else was there? So in terms of force feedback, yeah, I don't know. Nothing really changed. The low speed phase, I don't know. You're driving very visually in this, I feel. Not a problem, because I don't think it matters much for me. But here, it probably wouldn't be much different if you just turned off the FFB. Or you made it way lower or something. There's not much in there. Ja, aber das, genau Alex, aber die Sache immer mit dem FFB ist, dass das immer direkt vom Reifen kommt. Also wenn du meinst, dass das FFB schwammig ist, dann liegt das daran, dass der Reifen schwammig ist am Ende des Tages. Und dass es dem Reifen quasi egal ist, ob du 10 Grad lenkst oder 20 oder 30 oder 40. Und das ist das, was du als schwammig empfindest, weil es macht alles keinen Unterschied. Weißt du? Der einzige, so, I was talking in German, because one guy mentioned that the FFB feels, well, probably best translation is the word vague for him. The thing is, what is important in LMU is how quickly you turn the wheel. So if you do it slow or if you do it quick. Don't do it, no. Like what matters is how quickly you turn the wheel. That affects the car. But how much you turn doesn't have much of an impact. Like the peak of the tire is probably at, I don't know, make it, depending on the speed, 10 at high speeds and maybe 45 degrees in slow speeds or whatever, or 90 degrees in slow speeds. But then the peak seems very flat, so you can just turn another 20 degree or 30 or 40 and the car is just going to do exactly the same thing. So this is where you would say, hey, this is where it feels weird for me, because it's not telling me if I should turn 20, should I turn 30, should I turn 50? And if your brain sends the question to your hands to get it from the force feedback, you're going to be disappointed. You gotta get it visually from the game. Yeah, you have to be really fast to get the load on the tires or whatever more resistance in the wheel. But other than that, it doesn't feel like... It would be good if there was like an overlay with a chart of the FFB forces. And then you could see if... Well, there actually is, right? There actually is in the bottom right in the widget. So you could see there wouldn't be a change in forces no matter if I turn 45 or 60 degrees or whatever. But again, this is not something you would have in the rear car as well. It's just not there. You only get something in the FFB when the rear steps out, because then it starts going into the other direction. But yeah, anything else, there really is nothing to have. At least not in cars with any power steering. So if you rip out the power steering, things would get more interesting probably. Oh, you mean the static thingy. Steering torque sensitivity. Values above 100 increase feedback strength at lower levels without clipping. This is typically for lower powered steering wheels. Do not use values above 100% on direct drive wheels. So I probably shouldn't. Don't do that. Yes, you should. I'm not so sure. Yeah, the tooltip is still missing here from the constant FFB thingy. Adding torque. Well, we can try in the practice session, okay? How much are we talking? 50%? Probably not. 20? 10? Well, I don't know. If I add any more dampening, then it's completely gone. Well, I'm gonna take the middle, guys. Okay, some people say 10% extra, some say 40. So let's just take 20 for the time being. I don't always know who of you guys wants to see me dead. Al Bundy, how have you resurfaced from the 90s? So, reconstruction filter, probably won't need that as well. But then the curbs get very weird. Yeah, somebody asked for the curbs. If you want to get rid of the curbs, you need to add smoothing in your device driver. So in terms of SimuCube, that would be the reconstruction filter. The higher you put that, the less vile the curbs are going to be. And since the bass is really loud, if you have these like chainsaw or teeth kind of curbs, then you want to put some more reconstruction filter, because else it gets really loud and the whole room shakes. Hands insured? Oh boy. I feel I'm doing something stupid here. Well, let's see. Let's see. Well, how bad can 20% be, huh? For all the matters, it doesn't seem like there was much to boost anyway. So 20% of nothing should still be nothing. Let's see. You would have got 110. Makes me think we should. I just want to make sure we actually get something out of it. 15, all right. Come on, event, go start. We at least did, I mean, we did a total of 3 practice laps, so that's going to be decent. 109. Did we check the energy usage? We didn't, so we got to do that in qualifying, I suppose. We probably carry too much or too little of something. Join event. You're not helping. Let's see. I'll probably, once I drive, I will have forgotten that we changed something. So there's not going to be a difference. At least no game crashes so far, huh? You calculate your force feedback using telemetry? Okay. This is actually something weird here. Because this is something I get in Evo too. When I go left and right around the center, I suddenly get some sort of vibration. Which makes me believe it's down to the base. Oh boy, the TC is intrusive. 565 is what we learned, right? And ABS 9, Jacob said. Weird, right? I never noticed that on the VRS base, for example. By the way, hi, Ermin. If that's the way you say it. Ermin? Ermine? Ermin. Harmonic. Loved your latest videos on AC Evo, to be fair. I don't think I would have said that in the past of some videos, but they were pretty much on point, if you ask me. I guess all sim studios have different concepts of what they think the FFB should be doing, or what they want it to do, or what they think the player should be informed about and what shouldn't, or what would be, or different ideas of what actually would be realistic. Or in the end, you can only put in the force feedback what the game communicates from tire and suspension, and you know, maybe because these games feel different, eventually they'll do something different on that level as well. So it only makes sense that they feel different at the end of the way, and the end of the day in the steering wheel as well. High camber in the front can lead to snappy center position feel. No, it's not snappy. There's literally like it's grinding around the center. So we probably need to take out fuel. Can we do that for qualifying? How long do we have? 8 minutes. That is like 8 laps. Please somebody check. Well, it's less than that. Somebody check what we're at. Oh, this is super annoying. At least keep those settings here. Hey Ricardo, how are you? Did I see you streaming earlier? I only drove the Mustang for like 1 lap and then I had to start the stream. But didn't touch the Porsche yet, no. Maybe after the race we get some time for it? But yeah, let's watch the consumption here, but it's kind of important for the race. Ah, okay, thanks, nice. Then remind me to adjust it when back in the pits. I don't have it in ACC though, it's weird. So it seems to be more down a Simicube than the game is actually interesting. Weird. And also weird I get it on Evo and LMU, but not in ACC. Well, the tire seems to need a couple laps anyway to warm up. No need to push. Ah, okay, yeah. But in ACC we don't have the fixed setups. So I wouldn't know what the behavior in ACC would be. I know in iRacing, for example, if you just adjust it in cockpit, it carries over to your setup screen. Which is actually cool. You don't have to buy it, mate. It's fine. Hey, Rody. Indeed, yes. So, 4-5% a lap now. Oh, we're far off pace. Well, it looks like we can be a bit aggressive, more aggressive on the brake. Nothing yet really, Rody, I think. Just that, yeah, the cars might be a little more planted. But in terms of how the tire feels, I'd say it's still giving you the same vibes, I'd say. No, invalid. Well, a couple more laps to go. The tires are only getting better. Noisy compared to ACC? Nah, I don't think so. I mean, no. No, I think they're actually, in terms of noise and what's happening on the straight, ACC definitely does not have less than that. Maybe the curbs here are a bit harsher. Oh boy, we're lacking some serious pace here. Luke. Oh. Yeah, Luke is just destroying us. Nice. By 7/10. Solid. Why is his virtual energy number so different? Why is he driving full tank? Okay, yeah. So we have... So we are using 3.7 liters a lap and 5.1% of VE. Ah, okay. Forgot about the corner. Nice throw. Oh, are we gonna make it? No. Oh, we will. One more lap. Just about enough energy. I didn't see it. I'll figure it out while we drive. Okay, we're hard stuck here. Pace-wise. Good question, Daniel. Okay, that kind of works. Ah, Mr. Stein. Well, yeah. Yeah, no, you're in P2. Zoranovic. Well, good luck. Okay, so what do we figure out? Okay, so now in the setup, it's not telling me how much fuel I really need. Do I get that right? So we're not getting that information at all. I think this, it's still, like, this is not a thing you jump in and use. Why is the virtual energy so low? We 100%, I guess. And I have no clue if the fuel amount I'm carrying makes any sense. There's no information anywhere. We want full tank. So that means we want a higher fuel ratio. What is good? It's super annoying. It's just annoying. Yeah, but I mean, we don't want to carry extra fuel, no? So that's the part that I find shitty, especially when there's like, oh, 1 minute to grid, and then you need to start figuring it out. It's just a shitty situation. It shouldn't be. It's just fuel. It shouldn't be difficult, but somehow it is. There should be like something that tells you, I don't want to use a calculator. Why you shouldn't be forced to. Yeah, but I don't get it. The base setup can be wrong. Oh, we're way out of position, so it does not correct for that somehow. Nice, not good. Yes, it's WEC rules. But you could still make a better job at communicating that. That's my point. Not that the rules are bad. Might mean they are, but I'm not blaming LMU for the rules. I'm blaming them for not making it obvious what you need to do. Idiot. Yeah, but it doesn't tell me anywhere. Don't worry about this. You're probably gonna be fine with it. So, right? The menu should tell me somewhere, hey, this is gonna be fine. You probably carry a tiny bit too much, but don't worry about it. Okay, why is the M4 so much faster? Because it's Jacob. And no, the feedback is not improved. It's just that the car sits more stable in the road, at least with the default setup. But it does not deliver any different information or so. It's still the very same character, I'd say. So I get a cut. But Jacob cuts way more and is like half a second clear in that corner alone. The BOP, I have no clue. Like, I can't judge the BOP because I have no clue if my driving is any useful. But it seems the BMW is a little OP. Jacob's just driving through them. Daniel, we had that earlier. This number does not reflect the force going to the brakes. This is correct. It's just how it is on the real car. There's more technology behind that than just, hey, this is the force that goes to the front and to the rear. This number is measured at a different place in the car, essentially. So, where in the UI do I need to check for what I need to refuel and when? I have no clue. I literally just joined this race, which is fixed setup, so I don't know if the fixed setup is mighty different to what it is before. I honestly, I doubt it. The cars are more understeery, so maybe. You're just going to try to make it rotate more if the understeer is actually problematic. No, the number means how much force is going into the brake cylinders, but not how much is ending up on the brake disc, so to say. Or what it means in terms of how the car feels under braking. It only gives, like, on a per car level an indication of that, but you can't compare the split of one car to another car because it means a different thing. So how many minutes extra do we need to cover? So top right says prediction of 32 and a bit laps. I don't know if you can see it in the stream. Hey Tortellini. I'm trying to drive while also fighting not to be confused with this virtual energy stuff. Because I just didn't have enough driving time to get an overview of what I'm actually using. So this keeps clogging my mind, this energy stuff. Such a simple thing as energy you need, and it's somehow not, I don't know, not jumping in my eye. But yeah, I can do 13 laps, I guess, and then I need to pit for another few laps. Am I in the 7th lap or am I in the 8th lap? Oh, why do we have damage on the front? Well, top right says 7 out of 32, but is it 7 I've done or am I in 7? Tire model is the same, just the car is more understeery, that's what I feel. Where do we get the damage, though? Oh yeah, he drove into us, but how did he hit our front? Okay, so I'm not smarter yet. $33.11.9? What's that supposed to be even? To me? What is 33? What's 11? What's 9? Yeah, how much I can do now is clear. And then I would be in what? End of lap 20? And then I'd have another 13 laps to go? Did I just outbrake a hypercar? Good job. So we figured I need 13 laps of refueling. So we take a little more or what? So the prediction in that screen is wrong? Hey Voodoo und hi Micha übrigens. And fuel ratio we not touching, okay. Yeah, that makes no sense to me. We spent half the race caring about the fuel. You can see this is wrong. Like, this should just not be... This is just not the way it should be. Yeah, no, I get it, Tortellini, but I cannot see the information I need to decide what I'll need for the rest of the race. How's Jacob 5 seconds away? I bet he made the default setup for the BMW. Much better than of all the other cars. Well, that too. But yeah, we're gapping everyone behind, so it's not too bad. But yeah, the understeer is horrific. I don't see a way how you can somehow play with the car or something, how you can make the rear turn in on the brake. It just keeps going straight. Might be the default set or the brake bias that I dare to use. Well, if that game needs a virtual strategist, the UI is not getting the important information across somehow. It's also probably just the issue that I had too little time to actually drive laps and check these numbers in practice, because the race session just started. Am I the only one with track limit problems here? Always seems like the others are using more track, and somehow I keep collecting the incidents. Oh, 3 out of 4. Okay, then I'm good. With my 1.25. Opinion about FFB. Yeah, you drive visually. That's the opinion about FFB. Yeah, I don't know. Last Codemaster thing I played was 2019, perhaps. Like, the whole thing is that you need like 2 or 3 lanes to explain the calculation to me. This is not something I can read while streaming. So let's see if the Porsche can keep up or if we can build a bit of a gap. Yeah, this whole FFB stuff is just an opinion. Feels better than ACC is. I don't think that's what you mean. What you mean is that the tire response to steering input is more direct here initially. You like that response. But after the response, it's unclear. And ACC is the opposite. The response is unclear. There's just 1 lap for VE left. Yep. No, we're just looking for different things in FFB, Pico. It gives oversteer, that's it. And curbs and road texture or not, but doesn't tell much else. No. Something like fuel should be intuitive enough. But you don't have to be an engineer to calculate a number times the number of laps. The issue is getting those numbers in the first place. Where's the pit box? Oh, there's contact in the pit box, right? So we definitely... Let's go from this side, I have a feeling. What's happening? What the actual... If you extend the exit of the corner, that's less likely to give you a penalty than cutting it. So we're not cutting it, but extending. Oh, Porsche was pushing and he loses more time. Let's go. Do I need to save energy? Just let me know in time. I'm in lap 21. Estimate is 32.9. Yeah, my fuel prediction is 15.8 minutes and the race is 13 minutes. So we have 2.8 minutes of extra fuel, which is 2 point something laps. Plus an extra lap is 1 point something laps. So, yeah. But the fact that we're discussing is wrong already, I find. This shouldn't be a topic consuming any resources in a car. Yeah, nice. Well, I'm almost doing loop pace, so I'm not too shabby here. It just took me some time to get up to speed. But I also noticed I'm driving too clean for what the tire allows and how you can extract more pace. I'm saving some tire, but the races are too short to matter. So I would need to be more aggressive, more Michihoyo style in these short races. Here, the understeer here is so bad. Unless you get to throw the car in to create the rotation. Yeah, I think what I'm saying is this is nothing you should need to get familiar with. It's such a simple thing. I think the game complicates it. When you know, but getting to know is the part that needs a bit. Because I'm probably not going to play this for months afterwards. Next time we'll sit here again. yeah, maybe, Armin. Do you think it's easier in ACC? Well, in ACC, I only have fuel and I have a time, so I calculate the amount of fuel I need per lap. Or differently, I take the race time divided by the lap time, then I know the amount of laps, I add an extra lap, and then multiply with my lap consumption. But here everything is in different places. And maybe it's just my urge to kind of be efficient, meaning I want to carry as little weight as possible. Imagine you make a simulation with all the top-notch calculations and math and complicated physics stuff, and then all people end up talking about is just stupid virtual energy. Well, they probably wrote a proper explanation somewhere. But it shouldn't need one. So how much do we have left? We have 7 laps left, and hopefully that's the amount of laps we're going to do. I'm catching the guys ahead, by the way. Or at least I'm catching Luke, but I don't know about Jacob. FFB is unchanged. FFB like only matters to drive straight actually, with a default resistance, and then after 5 degrees it stops giving you anything. Oh, that was costly. How did they gain 2 seconds that lap? Was the delta wrong? Well, then tiny panel is also not helpful, because you also need to know how wrong it is. That's why I don't use any fuel calculators in ACC as well, because you never know which assumptions they make. Only I know which assumptions I make when I calculate something. Well, if fuel factor is always correct, then I don't know, then don't give it to me to adjustment. Because default setup are always wrong, aren't they? In terms of everything, so why would you trust suddenly the fuel factor? Well, we're talking about this now for 40 minutes. It's just not good. Yeah, but how would I know the defaults are close? We're just praying. Just trusting. Like, I know now when you tell me, but I couldn't know on my own. If I wouldn't stream, I wouldn't make the race, probably, because I wouldn't have 200 people telling me what to do. I don't know what they should do. It's up to them to figure it out. They should just get a random person, not having played this game before at all, and make him do the procedure that I do. I sign up for a race, I join the server, I have 3-minute practice, 8-minute qualifying, and somehow force them to calculate the correct virtual energy and fuel amount. And if that doesn't work, then it's somehow flawed. Well, despite the FFB being numb in that regard, still the game does a good job, I think, at communicating the grip limits visually. Like, it's very clear when you're understeering versus when it's rotating visually. You just see that your steering input doesn't lead to any response, and then you know you're understeering. They're doing 13, 6, and 5. That's fast. I am a second slower. Good job, Niels. Good job. How much space do you need? Well, in the real car, you just have G-forces, which you don't have here. And their force feedback is probably exactly what you would feel on the real car. I have no doubt about that. See, Porsche behind messed up fuel. Stupid. This should be a really rare occasion, but it seems like normal here. So, I have one more lap of VE, so I hope the leader... Yeah, should be like that. Oh. Is it actually finished, or do we have one more? It's checkered flag, not white flag, right? So I guess we're done. That's very, very subtle information. It's over. It's just no other change whatsoever. Ah, yeah, I didn't see which position passed me. So P3 behind Luke and Jacob, who are driving this a little more. 2 tenths behind Luke's fastest. 4 tenths behind Jacob's fastest. That can only be BOP. Is it? Because the Aston is an understeer nightmare. I'm never picking that again. But yeah, the same topics keep coming back here, right? I mean, you can play that, it works. No particular issue, but not particularly overwhelming either. Yeah, regarding the gear ratio, like it's... LMU just needs to reach out to BMW. Like, there's no... Because BMW usually sends the Daytona gearbox. Because that's just their... I don't know, that's the file or Excel sheet or whatever they have parked in... parked somewhere that they're sending to all the sims, but it's always from Daytona. Yeah, Tortellini. There's no when this whole class is somehow around the limitation of stints with virtual energy stuff, and then you ask to, like, it's super important for getting your race right, and then how the information is presented needs to kind of reflect that importance and that precision, and that forces you to, I don't know, figure it out for 20 minutes into the race. It's all on the base screen. Well, I can't go back on into the... Anyway, I think we can leave, right? It's so weird, like we could not focus at all on the race. I did one pass, by the way. All we were checking was the stupid virtual energy. This is absolutely not what it should be about. It should all be about, hey, am I faster than the guy ahead? But I didn't even have the time to check the deltas to the other guys. Will it go on spring sale? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, the information is there, but you kind of need to combine various overlays into a single piece of information. Why? This could be... It's... Because we're talking about it, shows that it could be better. And once people stop talking about it, they have managed to communicate it clearly. That's it. Emerald Gray. I don't know. I don't feel any change to the tires, honestly, but I also didn't play it in a while. Though it drives like I remember it, plus more on the steer. It might not be as sensitive on throttle in low speed, but maybe that could be masked from the traction control as well. You only see the traction control engagement really by the LEDs flashing, but you don't really feel or hear it. Yeah, it makes strategy more a factor, but should it really make it a factor in a 40-minute race? Where you don't have strategy in this 40-minute race. You only have a fixed amount of fuel and you need to pit. So the task is actually driving into the pit box quickly, parking in the right position. But the task you solve shouldn't be the calculation, right? That's not strategy factor. Strategy would be if you change tires and then you decide whether or not you make an over or undercut, but just refueling doesn't really change anything in that regard. So, yeah, math is easy if you have 2 minutes of time before the race to just, hey, this are your factors for the race. This is the length of the race, this is your lap time, this is the amount of laps, and this is your consumption per lap. And, you know, they could then do the extra step and tell you this is the virtual energy you need. This is already including a 1 lap margin. But instead, there's an information here, there's an information there, there's an information here. And then you have 1.5 minutes to join the grid. Yeah, I don't know. It's... The whole issue is that it's that it's so time compressed now, right? If I had another hour of time, then I would just go to a practice session, drive a couple laps around, figure it out before I go into the actual session. But the problem is that in the actual session, if you don't do any practice ahead of time, which I guess a lot of people do, they just go on the PC, they join the race and needs to work. They don't have time to practice. Then you need to all figure it out in the nick of time, where if you don't play this game on a daily basis and know where to look, then it's not actually screaming at you. So... It's not that virtual energy is more difficult than fuel or something. In the end, it's an amount per lap that you need to take care of, but it just doesn't communicate it to you. Or it needs more time. You just need more time between sessions to figure it out. And then between sessions, you need to have the information that you have in the HUD. But in the pit box, you don't have the information that is in the HUD and the overlays. So you're a bit lost there. Or at least I didn't see it. Race contact with Hubert Szymanski. Well, why am I not surprised? Race contact with Zoranovic. Oliveira. Expect you to finish 7th. Actual 3rd. So we gained some shit. Can you talk about the new GT3s? Not much. They are like the old with different sound and perhaps slightly different behavior in the different driving situations, but I don't know, not too much. There was a question with LMU FFB versus Evo. I use a different Evo FFB already because I'm of course on the tire that is going to come. So what I'm comparing to is a different Evo FFB than the one you have publicly available. Somewhat. It's not going to change heaps, but a bit. No, I know how to calculate it. I just need to find the information. That's the point. I don't know, Sven. Not like I would have noticed any names passing me or something, so I guess it will fine. I think the first tire that is going to change is the road tire in Evo. I don't know how quickly we'll be able to put it on the supercar and hypercar and slick. But yeah, we've been working on the road tire. And from there we'll go to the other one. The thing is, the thing is that the LMU tire is pretty indifferent to the amount you steer. It's still going to rotate the same amount through the corner, which is the same complaint people have for Evo right now on the tire that doesn't have the correct parameters, so to say. And that's certainly different with after the adjustment, so to say. So there will be more, it will be more clear how much you actually can steer, how much you can slide. It will be, at least for me, but I drive it a lot as well, it's very apparent how much I can steer before the car actually loses time, before it rotates less. And also on power, it should be, or it will be more clear how much sliding the tire will actually tolerate and how much is too much and will start costing you time. And I try to... Yeah, I try to push that agenda, kind of, that you get clear information from the tire. What is the fastest way to drive it? This isn't necessarily the FFB or so, but it should just be pronounced enough for you to notice what is too much steering, what is too much sliding. Which you will hear from the engine RPM rising or coming down, which you will hear maybe from the tire squeal, which you'll maybe just feel in the steering wheel that it perhaps changes the amount of resistance it gives you when you are steering too much, for example. Or it's, yeah, need to put it different probably, but you'll see. It should be better, but also again, I'm on the SC2 base. It's very difficult for me to predict how it is going to feel on the whole variety of direct drive or belt or gear driven bases, and from 20 to the 3 Newton meter range. I probably personally I could not drive a 3 Newton meter wheel. Impossible. Yes, I find it intuitive as well, but it's overall too lenient, too tolerant. There's no change in the amount of grip basically on the current tire, no matter what you do with it, right? You can completely attack it, destroy it, throw the car around. The grip level is somewhat static that you have with the tire. And that's certainly going to change. That's going to be more dynamic. And hopefully you will immediately feel that. So when the update is announced for that, you should probably, before it drops, drive half an hour or so you get an actual before and after. But ideally be in the game when the update drops so you can drive the old one, then tap out, update the game, drive the same thing again so you get the back-to-back comparison. Else it's really difficult. Stefan, I think you can just download, oh, well, if you have the SC2, you could just get my profile from the cloud in SimiCube. But I think I have 18 Newton meters in the base right now, and then in the game here, we can just check, I guess. Controls, force feedback, so 40%. I could probably go higher, but I don't feel there's a point to it, because there's not going to be more of 0. 0 times 100 is still the same as 0 times 40. Actually, Carl, I think those particle effects, they were all already there, but they were very performance intensive. And because performance is very, well, has room for optimization, I think for the time being, they're just deactivated, but they exist, of course. Yeah, the Huracan is nice, but it's way too fast. Like, I drove it... Do we do another race here, by the way? Yeah, we should probably do another car. Let me actually check how long I have before I need to join the next race or so. How many times do we have to click back? V8 victory on Sebring. I don't like Sebring. So it's now 4:30. This starts in 19 minutes, so we could. And this starts... What do you mean I'm registered? Starts in 19, so we could do it again in... Oh, we cannot register yet. Only subscribers can register, so we have to wait. Yeah, we'll probably want to take forward or so. Yeah, it's also tortellini. If you check during driving, even with max camber, you'll see that the outside of the tire eventually gets the warmest, right? Indicating that ultimately you'll move to positive camber in the turn, essentially. Maybe not the rim, but the tire flexes as much that it becomes positive at the end of the day. But the grip change in response to positive camber is not there yet. So just from that, it will get a fair bit slower. I think the ballpark, I think for the road tire is something like, with the 3-4 seconds or so that it gets slower or something, and then we're getting closer to the times that you can find on YouTube or so. But you also have to keep in mind that on YouTube, usually you don't have people trying to crash the car at the very limit. Most people in these cars are pretty shite in driving. You need to... Okay, we need to go out and back in. Oh no, Voodoo, what are you doing? Getting angry with a butt. Yeah, but is that really mitigating the issue? I mean, on real life cars, you're usually camber limited by the design of the suspension. On road cars in particular, you could always use more than there is available. So naturally, you'll go to the maximum of the values. It's just what it is. And in GT3, Pirelli tells them this is the camber you're allowed to use before we are not taking any responsibility for it breaking. So yeah, we'll have to see if we can do all these things, but I certainly have ideas of how we can make sure that at least there's somewhat of a long time penalty to going with aggressive tire values. You could maybe run it in the qualifying, but you would not be able to run it in the race because the temperature difference is too large, or the wear difference is too large, or whatever damage to the tire we could introduce if real life would indicate that this is what's happening. But yeah, so we're going back in here to the dailies. I guess no weekly races right now. No weekly races, special events, which is happening tomorrow. So a daily race, and we just do the same thing again because I guess at advanced we don't have available yet, so we have to wait for these. So intermediate is 16 minutes, so we're signed up for that. I need to pee, and then maybe we have some more minutes this time around to figure out the fuel, but I have a feeling we're just gonna do the whole journey again. Just register. All right, I'll just register with... So is it Ford or is it Porsche? Because someone said the Porsche is very different. I get a feeling I want to feel very different. Very different would be high on my list. So I'll let you... We can change it, right? For now, I think I'll go with a Porsche. Because when somebody says it's going to be different, then very different, I think I'll like. Then we can maybe say something about how it behaves. And doesn't Simmagic also have the 360 hertz thingy for iRacing? The Porsche should be very different compared to the Aston. Like the Aston was super understeery, and the other guy who was in our race, he came to chat and said the Porsche is so oversteery. So I kind of want to... I mean, maybe I don't want to experience that if it really is as bad as he said, but I definitely want to feel the difference. Yeah, exactly, right? Everything bends and flexes, so the more camber you can put whatever camber in the corner, it's all gonna get lost. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Yeah, did we figure out the amount of race laps that we're getting for 40 minutes? Let's actually do that real quick, and then I can go pee and pee. So it's 40 minutes times 60 seconds divided by our lap time was 114, so 74, maybe a bit slower in the end on average, which is 30 to 33 laps for me. Was my lap time 114? It was. So 33 laps? Did we do 33 laps, really? I think we did. So 33 laps. And then whatever the consumption was, like 5% or so, right? So we would need 165, maybe a bit more. Yeah. Well, I didn't do mid-13s. just the fastest were. But yeah, even that wouldn't change the extra lap, I believe. So 33 laps. Plus the last sector formation. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me just hit join practice. I'll be right there. 173, so you got an extra lap. So course setup. Someone said, "Hallo Maus. Hi. Komm her. Komm her. Hm? Du Gute." Oh, she doesn't want to be on camera. Hop. Hop, hop. She just sits down there looking at me. So, why does this have a higher fuel ratio now? Why does it not have 75% but 91? No, I know it's fixed setup, but we can still adjust some things like this here. So it's not quite fixed. It's mostly fixed. And the brake bias as well, which I guess we probably can go something like that. Yeah. Your mouse. Here everything is fixed, here everything's fixed, here everything's fixed, except the steering wheel lock, which is a bit different, but yeah, I don't think it matters. I guess it doesn't matter. So, yeah. But I mean, like, 16 percentage points more fuel is quite a bit, no? Okay, we just start driving, alright? And then let's see what fuel usage actually is. Stupid thing here. I thought you just look up to see how many laps left after pits and put that in the black box. 40 minutes. Well, it definitely is more agile. I'll try. I'm good with tire management usually. So let's see. Maybe one more TC or something in the end. So all we're doing is looking at this here, right? Sounds quite good. Yeah, they're 10 degrees more already. The different feel of the weight, it's very subtle if anything. It's a tiny bit more pointy on turn in. Got fixed? I don't know, for me the FFB is pretty much the same. So far, no signs of oversteer. But maybe my TC is too... aggressive. Oh, that's... well, the BB is quite far backward. Let's see. Nah, it allows me to move the rail already, so probably don't need lower. Oh, I should turn off the music, I guess. Done. Okay, tiny bit of a cut. See on controller? Project Cars, I never played it, so I... no. P1, no, unlikely. I still don't know quite how much braking I should really do. Right now, I'm kind of shying away when the ABS kicks. Maybe I shouldn't actually do that. What can I use in a straight line? Well, that's PB already. Ah, okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, it stops. Okay. 15 degrees between the tires. No, this was valid. Stupid game. But yeah, lap time seems better in this one. Well, this car turns. Much better than the Aston. Might just be the default setup, but yeah, this car turns. Aston does not in comparison. Okay, that did not help. Also is more precise with the steering. It's better to hit the chicane there. F1 2020. So, we need 5.09 again per lap. So it seems to be the same. Let's go. Yeah, if you push too much on the brake, then the rear wanted to go. I was very late. This is nicer. Much nicer. 5.09. So just going back to my calculator here. So 34 times 5.09, 173% total. So we need to refuel 74. And fuel was 4.53. Well, basically, it's just going to be 4.53 by 5.01, which gives us a fuel ratio of 89%. So we don't have to do the 91%. We can just go down 2 clicks. Saves us a lot of fuel. It would also be a BOP tool if you just changed the fuel tank size. This was 565 DC settings. Join event. Oh, now this time it didn't tell me if the event started, did it? Hey, Drew. Honestly, I don't feel there have been much changes. Must be very subtle with the tire. More planted, less weird, oversteery sliding, perhaps, around the center axis of the car, but... no revolutions, so to say. Baby steps. So practice is... So now car setup. Let's just get the electronic stuff done here. Oh, was it 565? That was decent. 4.53 liters, I think. Yeah, I drove the Aston before. Now I did a couple laps in the Porsche, and it certainly feels better than the Aston. Just in terms of it responds better to all your inputs. The Aston was just kind of stuck in understeer the entire time. So we can go like this. This probably 1% down, just to be sure. And we had, oh, I think we had it like 49. This was my brake bias, I think. Or this 49.3. And now, yeah, probably for qualifying, we need to go, I don't know, like this. No, that's 2 little laps. We need 5 laps or something. 6 laps. So we need this for qualifying, probably. This for qualifying. Cancel, no. Manage setups. Standings. Qualifying. There we go. Oh, I did not adjust the ABS, by the way. Should we do something there? Oh, nice understeer. Copy. It's probably not going to stay through till the other session, right? Oh, we have pros around us. Nice cut. Cheers for the lead. I think an actual race is probably less. Because you're probably coasting a few times for hypercar to pass or something. They didn't update the feel, but I feel the cars are not skating as much in slow speed. Oh, when I don't screw up the last corner, this could be a good banker. Purple middle sector. That's hidden by the cam, I guess. Bam! Easily below 113. Come on, this car wants to go.
Ah, too careful. So, do we get this extra 10th out of the car now? Two more, yeah. Oh, you'll like it, Tortellini. It drives with the ass, if needed. No! And you need the throttle to lock the diff on entry, else it over-rotates. Well, they have less power, so maybe they have different gearbox as well. Ah, okay. But the TC doesn't like the sliding. Gigalap? Yeah, I think. No words needed. I think. This with the right click, this is so good. Every game should have that. So we're just going with 90%, right? But honestly, Journey is doing the 13.0 in the S10. So he would probably be easily as fast in the Porsche. Yeah, the Porsche is much better than the S10. Much more interesting to drive. Still, I'd probably want different force feedback, but it's fine. I think I have the information that I need, not from the steering wheel, but visually and acoustically, but you can drive it. Which are the top cars after the update? I don't know, but I like the Porsche so far. I've driven the S10, which seems super understeery on the default setup. I only did 1 or 2 laps on the Ford, so I can't really judge, but it felt more neutral, and the Porsche definitely on the oversteery side, which I guess is a good thing. So let's see if we can convert that. No, I already did that. It doesn't do much. I mean, I can do even more, but there's just no information available that we could crank up, you know? There's just nothing. So I guess we can already adjust this here. What do we say? 74. Well, 75, okay. Then we don't have to look at this ever again. Maybe for the race, not ABS 9. 10 is probably fine. No need to screw the rear tires if they're struggling already. Like 70? Okay, well, yeah. I'll watch out for your message. Did you feel the graining still? Yeah, but only in direction changes. Even when stationary, it might be a wheel thing rather than a game thing, honestly. So wouldn't worry about that. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing though. So another 40 minutes. Let's see.
Formation lap has started.
I would hold 60. If I wasn't in the other car.
Green flag, green flag.
Okay, let's try to check out. Oh, track knowledge helps. Was that his way to say sorry? Slow down. Totally. Hey, mate. Okay. Oh, nice. I just noticed I have the recorder running. So we have all the laps in Popometer. Remind me to share them in the public team. Well, he's staying close, too close. Insane what he's getting out of the S, and it didn't work for me at all. Oh, it seems to on the brake, perhaps? Maybe it's a slipstream, though. How am I faster every lap and still he's there? Yeah, the delta's behind the camera. Thanks toward me. But yeah, lap time is much faster than the race before for me. Let's see. Tenth after 10th. Oh no. Oh no, he's through. Oops. Brake bias could be further to the front, I think. Uh-oh, bad timing. Yeah, same Donald. Porsche is much nicer than the Aston as well. Okay, I'll see if I can save some. Rear tires. Warm. I don't know, Luke, the Porsche seems way faster. Coasting? No, you should. You probably need to put a tiny bit on the front tires with a brake. I try not to coast at all. How can I, when it says evaluating, how can I get rid of the penalty? How much do I need to lift? Yeah, maybe I'll just coast a little. Oh, he meant that coasting for saving fuel. Oops, now I get it. Yeah, okay, I'll just not cut the track then. Oh boy. Yeah, when it's green, I'm not lifting, yeah. Of course not. It's typically one of those tracks where you can cut way more than... Yeah, just put some shit on the inside so you can't actually cut. Yeah, I'll just drive, honestly. Yeah, weight would be one thing. But yeah, I don't think it's bad or anything. It's just not so communicative. You get all those bumps and fake road texture and whatnot, but the only information I get from the steering wheel is oversteer, which is fine. Tire physics, I don't know. It seems very marginal what has changed. Not worth mentioning. But I also didn't play a while before, so it's hard to tell. Let's say it's not pronounced enough to notice if you've been away from the game a little. He's too close for comfort, I think. I think it counts valid laps for your safety rating gained in that race or lost. I'm so much faster than last time around. Luke not allowed to drive anything but the Ferraris now? Unlucky. Yeah, light. What you mean with light is that you need very little steering input for the car to respond. Right? Like 5-10 degrees, that's where everything important happens already. And that's make them feel so light. You don't actually need to convince the tire to produce the grip. It's just right there from the first steering input. Oh, next round of lapping. Yeah. Hey, Guido Fuck. Well, I don't know. I can't really tell the difference, but I've also been away from the game a little. I think the overall feeling is still the same. Maybe the cars stick a bit longer to the road before they start sliding, but I don't see anything major right now. Bye, Marcier, and thanks. Well, I'm refueling more than enough, I guess. Okay, I thought I would miss my pit stop, but I have one more lap. Yeah, you have to attack the tire way too hard before you hear anything. But I think it's just how it is in a real life car. You don't really hear it. The problem is in the sim, it would be very helpful if you did. Okay, box. Where is my pit box? I don't know, it was fine. Just in the race earlier, there was one car that hit us a little bit, but I don't know, maybe he just was just outbraking himself. Wait, why is he earlier with the pit stop? How? What's happening? How did he pass us? What? How? Because we were carrying Max. Maybe he's a lap short. Yeah, but he was, what, 4 seconds behind or something. So... So is he not gonna make it? Yeah, the fuel is irrelevant, guys. It's only VE. Well, let's see how much he needs to save. 5 seconds being positioned, it felt perfect. Are you sure? But no, he only has 60% in the tank. Yeah, I just wonder, how did he take 8 less? Did he calculate the laps wrong? I mean, he needs to save 0.5% per lap. Yeah. More like 1.5 laps. Well, we spent extensive time calculating this time. I did a bit of margin, but not 10% margin. I think this is on the broadcast overlay. Yeah, you can see those percentages. Massier did. God. But we're there, all good. Yeah, but this clutch stuff is stupid, like needs to be removed immediately if it's a thing, because iRacing fucked the game up with that already. No, I think even iRacing removed it. Well, these cars IRL don't have a clutch even that you could operate manually. Here we are. Let's go. Well, I couldn't remember the name, but I definitely know what the other guy meant when he said the Porsche gets oversteery. Especially in that chicane, it's super sensitive now. I usually play ACC and, well, Evo a lot now. But this is Le Mans Ultimate. Ah, that was shit. No, of course I cannot give any inside news. I only know what Marco says publicly. My gear setup, I am on the everything Simu Cube. Five minutes. We have, yeah. Hopefully, just 5 laps. Oops. That Mustang had a bit of an oopsie. Thank you, sir. Bit unlucky with traffic the last laps. I think Mustang is very neutral. The Porsche is more difficult, but definitely the more interesting drive, and also seems to be quicker. But yeah, he's saving fuel. Our difference is now just 6%, where it was 8 after the stop, but he's not saving enough. Or maybe just about. I might have a lap too much, so that's 4% extra I didn't need. The Aston was very understeer here in the fixed setup series. It definitely needs a different default setup. Szymanski was saving fuel in the first stint, so he had to refuel less, and now he's saving until the end as well. He was saving 1 lap of fuel basically in both stints. And I might have overfueled for a lap. Yeah, or 2. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be... Well, it could be this... This could be the last lap if the leader passes me, or there's one more. Both possible. I just have no awareness where the leader is in hypercars. Yeah, I guess we get another lap. Oh, I wanted to let him by. And that fucked up everything. Thanks, though. Oh, the leader's 3 seconds behind. If we... So we can make another lap. If we are across the line before the leader. No. Yes! One more lap. And now Szymanski's out of fuel. Oh no, he made it, but a lap down. Everybody's a lap down except me. So he just needed to get past. Yeah, we were so fast that we calculated an extra lap. But yeah, that was easily 2 seconds lost in the pit then for me. Interesting. Yeah, see, that was impossible with the S10. So, no, the lap count is wrong. We did one more lap than everybody else. What is this shit? Still there, Marseille. I don't know. They had the checkered flag shown, so I don't know. No clue. Nobody said a word. It's weird. Like they because Szymanski would not have made the lap with just what, 3%, or what did he have? Super weird. We broke the game, guys. Too fast. Let's see the results. Ah, I did 33 laps. That's so weird. I did 33 laps, he did 32. In a 40-minute race, won by a full lap. I don't know, because the leading hypercar was just behind me across the line. So all the other guys in my class finished when the hypercar was done already. So I don't know, maybe then they just get waved off. And they don't have to do the lap I do. They just have to do the actual race leader. It's not in class somehow. I guess this is how it is. I don't know. That was decent, I guess. So here we have +3 laps, +4 laps. Report driver. Oh, you got so lucky. I mean, if just the hypercars were 3 seconds slower, or well, he was just 1.5 seconds behind, just 2 seconds slower, then he would have had to do the extra lap, which he didn't have the fuel for. Yeah, I don't know what it said there. 31. Who knows? Also, yeah, because it's 2 laps wrong, basically. Now I have 33, so it was 19 plus 14 for me. And he had 19 plus 13. And we overfueled by like 1 lap still. But yeah, it makes sense. When he expected to do a lap less than and saving some, then makes sense that he underfueled by 2. But still, massive to beat everyone by a lap. Do we get any average lap times or so here? Probably not. Probably reserve that for the to-pay platform. Yeah, perhaps. I don't know how it's 2 laps behind or so, but definitely wrong number. So I don't know. Has everybody has probably already seen the Lambo and Lancia Delta and Evo, and it's probably not too exciting to drive more road cars and more road cars without more changes underneath. So we'll probably do Evo on stream again when we get to show the updated tire. The updated road tire, I should say. How long is this going to take to get to gold, damn it? But I think this seemed decent. Yeah, well, we get the time. I don't know. I think the principle from the road tire is gonna carry over, but sure needs separate adjustment. So the first thing that we tested basically with this was that we did the tire on one car, and then we looked if it carried over to front wheel drive, all wheel drive, and different placements of engine, so front, rear, mid, on the same road tire, and then saw if it just worked without further adjustment, just by adjusting the dimensions as the tires would have on the respective cars. And when you don't have to do adjustments then, and the parameters you have in the model work on a variety of cars, low power, high power, front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, all wheel drive, engine in the front, back, middle, wherever, and you don't need to adjust the tire then I think you're in a pretty good spot. And then we'll carry this over to the other compounds at some point. I'm doing next Bahrain, was it 10-6? Just the same race again? I don't know, you're too fast, Luke. I'd look shit again. Now everybody thinks I'm OP, so we're probably not. Let me check if we come back to this maybe for another race another day. I'd like to see a special event. This is going to be tomorrow 10. Yeah, no, you're all too fast. I'm looking very good now. I'm happy. Like I can't be any better. But what I really like to see is that all the ACC guys just smashing it on a different game. Because I don't think it's as prominent now anymore, but back in the days, especially the iRaces, they were all very arrogant. We have the difficult game, we're the best drivers. If we go to a different game, we're gonna succeed. But the others, they can't come to iRacing. So it's good to see that ACC players just go wherever and smash it. Yeah, but look, we have the series where you're not competing. You know, we have the IES with LFM and VCO on Saturday. 4.5 hours on Imola GT3s with forced double stinting the tires. Just 3 tire sets for 4.5 hours. Each driver needs to do double stint, or well, 1.5 kind of stint or so. So we got to do that. But yeah, this special event in 22. Wait, is that today? Am I stupid? 1 day is 7 hours, so it's tomorrow. Tomorrow 10 p.m. It's quite late. Yeah, exactly, Torrentolini. It's like, that's the entire point, right? And iRacing is so far apart. We don't even have to judge if for the better or for the worse. Some things in iRacing are good, but the driving style is so unique, or there's so much lap time hidden in just tiny input changes, which it doesn't feel like you have the same sensitivity in other games. The games allow a bit more to be more wrong, so to say, a tiny amount. But then again, you drive the car more in and around the slip limits. But in iRacing, you're certainly within the slip limit, else you're infinitely penalized. So this is, I think, where LMU and ACC and Evo and virtually all other games, AMS2 as well, they are all similar in that regard. That you don't have this pushing towards stat limit and pushing it further and further, and then it's just dead. Some games maybe are too lenient, where you just go on the limit and you stay there and you have a lot to play around. The tire is going to be optimal, whatever you do with it. That's probably also wrong. But I feel with Evo, we're targeting somewhere in between, where we go onto this limit. It is more of a point, not that wide of a range, where the tire operates optimal. But after the limit, you get a tiny drop, and then that drop gets harsher. But not like in iRacing, where there's grip until there isn't. That's too extreme. So I feel we're in a very good spot with Evo. I think the latest tests I've done, they were very promising. Well, I'd say I think this is how it felt when we were on the real life track days. Well, you have to be careful with the car, but it allows you to play with it a bit. You don't have to be on that rail at all times. But that doesn't allow you to play too much like Automobilista does, for example, right? You just can do too much with a car. ACC also has that. You can do too much with a car and it's still all right. You lose some time perhaps, but it's all right. And in Evo, it's going to be more clear, I hope, what the optimal driving is. I don't even know what you drove, IRL. Any race cars, Luke? Or just cards, didn't you? Or slow formulas or something? We can go to Cam probably, right? Don't need the game anymore. I'll think about if we do the race tomorrow evening, but probably 10 PM is a bit late. Yeah, I think this is what a lot of games get right. The formula cars, they are just better in general. Maybe they're easier to simulate than heavy cars. I have no clue. But I also felt like formula cars in R Factor 2, they were really natural to drive, right? But I feel the formula cars are much more stuck to the road in RF2 than the GT cars here in LMU, I'd say. There's more play in it still. And it feels more planted in R Factor 2 in the formula cars. FFB is miles ahead. Well, maybe RF2. LMU, I'm not so sure. I'm not driving by FFB, I have to say. I'm only balancing the rear with FFB, but I'm front end, no clue. Nothing in the FFB whatsoever, I'd say. It's all rear end, which is fine because in the Porsche you drive with the rear end anyway. But front end I perceive visually only, I would say. At least I gave up on finding. No, I think, Luke, we feel probably the same, but we judge it differently. We're looking for different things. Like, I can drive the car. It seems I can. It seems I can point it and place it where I want it to be. But it's just, there's something in the wheel where there isn't anything. Yeah, and maybe I don't think the 992 is that much real limited in real life. I think it's much more planted. I think you would have the sensitivity on turn-in, perhaps, but I think it should be more planted on power than it is now. Because the engine in the back, that's the entire concept of the car, to give it loads of traction. Here you can slide it too much on power, I think. So you have not that stark contrast between turn-in, where it's pointy, and exit of the corner, where it should be understeery. So this is what's not getting across here. It still drives kind of fine, but it's not what I think it should be doing. I mean, end of stint was certainly worse than beginning. Yeah, I think what my ideal would be that the races are longer, because I think I have a tire advantage. I don't use them much. Virus, I have not really. I just know on Saturday we have the ACC event that I'm gonna do, But I haven't looked into anything for the other weeks. I need to sort myself out a little in terms of streaming and what I do and when. And I probably also need to narrow down what I actually play. I guess that will be... I just should have one series going in ACC. And yeah, maybe dabble in LMU a little bit. But I'm hoping that Evo just develops quickly towards a multiplayer with race cars. And then it's certainly going to be that what I'm playing. But yeah, this is, I mean, it looks like I'm decent enough to jump into LMU and drive on somewhat pace with not too much practice. So, which is kind of speaks for the game that it's intuitive enough to jump in and play and be fast without being weirded out by it. Which I think in iRacing is much more pronounced. Like in iRacing, if I go to iRacing now, drive, I'm split 20 pace for some reason. If I go to LMU, somehow it's enough to win split 1. In ACC, probably as well, since I played that for, I don't know, a gazillion hours. I would be all over the free roam stuff. Yeah, changed my mind. Yeah, the Porsche here, I had, I don't know, 77 degree on the front and more like 97 on the rear. So 20 degree difference. Probably just outside the limit of what the tire enjoys. So it got really pointy into the chicane in the last couple laps. Probably should have just adjusted brake bias or so. Yeah, ACC stems. Which kind of just shows that the games are all similar in some regard, right? Some formulas seem to be the same, and how temperature develops seems to be similar results. Plus minus a few degrees. Which is pretty damn close. Free roam IRL, did you also bin it into the trees? Streamed at a random? Nah, guys, let's call it a day maybe for now. Happy to have seen you all in chat, so active. Happy to have seen 300 plus people. It's not natural to have that after a month of absence. So we'll try to keep the momentum going. I hope everybody donated a lot of money to motivate me. Yeah, but exiting dead straight is a difficult thing to do, huh? 1 times vague, 0x floaty. Yeah, I feel, let's say, Dennis, the floaty range is decreased a bit. It's more clear where you're overstepping it, perhaps. I didn't feel the need like I did in the last race I did on, was it Le Mans and the BMW, where I just turned into the corner 90 degrees. And then I turned another 90, and for some reason the car rotated more. I feel this might not be there anymore. So the infinite grip with a lot of steering angle might not be there anymore. And then the rear wouldn't skate around the corner willingly. Felt different. But still the cars are more like, there's really this point on the limit or so, and then you're moving around that all the time. But it's difficult to keep the car on the limit. I think you're always driving around that to some degree. Where you're a little over, you're a little under or something. But on the limit, it seems very narrow. Not that it is necessarily wrong, just trying to describe how it feels. And you're navigating the car, trying to be, on average, close to that limit by, well, placing it around the track limits. So it's a lot of work placing the car. I feel in ACC there's more of a clear zone where you want to be. And the car stays there for a long time. You really have to push over that to get the car out of comfort zone. In iRacing, you better not touch that. Always stay very well in the comfort zone, and if you go to the limit, you're already above. Yeah, and these are, I guess, the differences between the sims, somewhat. That makes sense. And of course, the best is Evo, easily. Which combines the best of all worlds. Yeah, Viper, you know, probably the easiest part of race awareness for your Wish is to write that in the forum or wherever else. in the feedback forum or so. It's still we're still version 1.0.1 or so. I think maybe the roadmap has some flexibility to it if the gameplay they are targeting is just not well received, for example. So you know, if you have an opinion, voice it. That's how it works. Maybe. Don't shy away from that. Not necessarily everything is set in stone. I think all the elements that you know they are coming, they will come, but maybe priorities aren't clear or so. If it was me, we'd go multiplayer, mod Simacing 5. That would be enough for the game to have 50 splits. It will work, I think. But yeah. That would mean you would have started developing something completely different before. Is it? I think that's just the update. People are gonna check the update, notice it doesn't drive like ACC, and be back on ACC tomorrow. I have to say I still enjoy ACC as well, but I need more longer breaks between the sessions, kind of. Like today we pushed BMW a bit on Imola to get on pace. Was quite happy to see that I can be on pace still. Maybe we need to work a little more to extract some more, but general direction seems good. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, the FFP is pure weight. Yeah, I don't think we mean the same thing when we use the word weight. Weird. Maybe we should put both our rigs next to one another, Luke, and then just go in and out of the other and see if it feels the same and the games are the same, or if it's completely opposite. But I don't know. Yeah, but look, the thing is that this is what the tire allows. You need to steer into the tire and it has grip, and you need to steer more and it still has grip, so you steer more and it still has that grip. And if it didn't have that grip, then of course the steering would feel different as well. So what you're saying is you're feeling the tire exactly of what it's asking you to do. So complain about the tire. Which we agree is too lenient in ACC, right? So that's that. I mean, you can take off the rear wing on any car, go max rake. You'll not have that anymore. But yeah, we know it's too lenient. All right, guys. Been a pleasure. See you Saturday the latest, but it's Tuesday, so we'll probably be able to do another stream. Maybe we do the late race tomorrow in LMU, but I'll check out the schedules. If there's anything else in the coming days that could be interesting. I don't want to do this too sweaty, because then I'll probably lose the fun. If you have to sweat setups and laps, and then if you're not preparing an hour before the race or two, or if you're driving the game every day, then you're going to be half a second to a second off pace or so, and that would be odd. So I'm hoping for fixed setup races, honestly, for streaming. That's the best I can ask for. All right, I'm out of drink, but I'm still thirsty. Usually means I need to get a beer. Yeah, let's see, Luke. I don't know. The grinding is what's putting me off a little bit, which, yeah, kind of is the point of a multiplayer-focused game, so it makes sense. Intuitive to set up, so you went with low camber. Is that intuitive? Or did that change now? Hey Tez, you're late, unfortunately, but maybe you want to rewind? I'll try to be back the other day for another stream with ACC on Saturday, that's guaranteed, and maybe until then we'll find something else. Tomorrow, Thursday or so. Ah, yeah, Pro Series, yeah, the Mustangs are seem a bit OP, huh? Well, more tire flex perhaps means that the tire now needs more camber to work. But yeah, you should test that probably. But I didn't read the update note, so I'll get to that. Alright guys, I thank you very much. I'm just gonna call it a day now, because else I'll keep wobbling. Waffling. It's the word, not wobbling. Alright. See you guys. Thanks for having me. See you very soon. Maybe I'll make a video on the findings we found. Alright. Bye. The game. Bye.